Howdy, Possum Patty here with my I Heart Dollar Tree 10 items for $10 Valentine's Day Journal Challenge. Well, folks, I got the second signature complete and sewn in, and I'm going to share with you some of the ideas that I had. First of all, I just want to show you that I'm doing a little different method here and using my sewing machine to sew in the signatures because this is just a gift bag for a cover. And what I did on the first signature, I covered the sewing with some glue and then put some of this crepe paper from a gift bag handle and some bling that I got at the Dollar Tree covered up, and I'll be doing the same when the other signatures are sewn in. So I already went through the first signature, which is quite puffy. Second signature is a little thinner, but lots of fun stuff. This page was plain pink and white stripes, so I added lots of blue, this little journaling heart, and a little blue trim across the top, and my stamp across the bottom. And this was a gift bag. And of course on the inside I have my jar of candy hearts, conversation hearts they're called, which I really love. I love how that came out. And put a little bit of journaling space at the top and the bottom. I showed this one before because originally it was to be in the first signature, but I've changed the pages around a little bit. And this is just a simple flip for journaling. And I showed these two pages before too because I was so proud of making my first banner and my first flowers. On this page, some of my faux washi tape I made with a stamp and my notebook paper. All the items in this journal are made with the original 10 items I bought at the Dollar Tree, not counting ink and stamps and stencils, things like that. Little collage down here. So all the paper is either notebook paper or a few gift bags that I had purchased. I made a nice little journaling page here with one of my cute little elephants, and I sewed this on zigzag with my sewing machine. I think I'm getting a little bit better at making these snippet bands. I collaged a lot of little scraps and the inside of a flower that I hadn't used and a little butterfly punch, and I added the little bling and just scraps of paper and stamps, a little heart down here with some bling on it, and this is the belly band. And again, I'm using my mini scoreboard because on the back it shows you how to make an envelope. And this one is square, and I stamped it with this stamp and just put a little bling in the center of each flower. And in the envelope I just have a couple of papers to journal on. I sewed them with zigzag. And then on the front I made these little hearts. Now these little hearts are made from scraps when I made a few of these flowers. And one of them was too big, so I cut out the center and I reused the center for the small part in here, but then I had a couple of these left over, so what I did was I took them apart like this, and then I folded the petal and I cut it into a heart, and I glued 3 of them on the top of this paper, and I think they look kind of cute. And that goes in the envelope, like so. Everything is pink grunge, and where somebody would have gone dark, I went pink, and when somebody would have gone grungy, I went glitter. And speaking of glitter, this page has this beautiful red glitter. Oh, did I do the heart? In the center of the doily, I just stamped some lines and put a little bunny down there, and I did it on the back too, so you can do a little bit of journaling. And this doily is a double doily. I glued them back to back and just put it in the center. So on this page, I colored 3 lines with the Copic marker. And then I glued a large sparkly heart. That was in my bag of sparkly hearts from the Dollar Tree. And then I took the large one and I cut it down a little bit and I put it there. And then I took one of the smaller ones and I glued it there. And then I took some of this red glitter glue. Now this was on clearance after Christmas. But you know what? Red is perfect for Valentine's Day. So I got to remember this next year during the Christmas clearance, not only to get Christmas items on sale, but also to pick up some red things because they work perfect for Valentine's Day. So the red glitter glue matches those red glitter hearts perfectly. But I had to do the same thing on the other side because, you know, the Copic marker goes right through notebook paper. So this is kind of like a double on both sides. On this page, I put a little bit of collage with the little bunny. I put one of the bows that I made at the top with a little faux lace and faux washi tape. And on this page, I had used one of the doilies like a stencil and just stenciled some ink on there. Put a pattern on the paper. And I showed this in the other video where I used the cutout that I made a large heart for the other page and just put it on there and put a little felt heart in the corner and went over with some of the glitter pen. And then I thought this was a lot of fun on this page. Let me do this so you can see it better. I made a shape page. And I glued 2 of these blue hearts back to back. And then I cut out the top of the page. So we have a blue heart journaling page. That's a shape. I thought that was a lot of fun. And then I have my fold-out page, and I made a altered paper clip with the conversation hearts. And when you fold it out, I have some journaling paper. And I did this page a little different than the others. I put a strip of painty paper at the top. Of course, all the papers are notebook papers. And then I used my heart punch and punched out this cardstock to make a stencil of connected hearts. I tried it there, but I thought these, oops, I have 2 different styles here. This one they're a little further apart, and this one they're a little closer together. And I went with the one where they're a little further apart. And I used the paper that is kind of like the title page for the pack of notebook paper, because this is a little different paper than the regular notebook paper. This is a little thicker. So I got 1 page of little thicker paper to use. And I traced this onto that thicker paper, like so. And I outlined it with my black micron pen. And then I used watercolors to make this really fun topper. Kind of goes blue to purplish to pink in watercolors. For the pages, I just used my script stamp for the cover. And the other ones are plain, and these are not painty because I wanted to do something different. And I used the heart punch over here, and you can see through to the back of the gift bag, which I had painted with pink acrylic paint. Now I might add something more to this page before I'm done, but I like how it's different from all the others. I have almost a different idea on every page. Not quite. Some of the pages are the same, like this one. But most of them are quite different from each other. So on the back, I took one of the acrylic painted notebook papers that looks more like a plastic feel to it, more like material maybe. and I embossed it. Now I don't have an embossing machine, but on this scoreboard on the back, it's got a couple of different shapes. And you can put the paper on there and then use the tool with this little, whoops, with this little nib here, and put the paper on there and just press on it and do kind of like a little embossing. So I tried that on this here. And then I went over it with a little bit of ink to make the little heart stand out more. And I just made a heart-shaped journaling paper, because the theme is I Heart Dollar Tree. Of course, I didn't stick to just hearts because I've added a couple little stamps and bows and butterflies and elephants to the mix. Didn't want it to be too boring. Just enough so every page is a little different. And so now I need to finish the last section, section number 3, which has already started. So I just have a few more papers in here to do and sew this in, and then I'll come back and just finish this project up. But before I go, I wanted to share with you one hack that I discovered. And that is, each box of plastic wrap comes with a free ripping tool. So I just finished this roll of saran wrap, and I says, hey, let me try this cutting edge for ripping paper. And all I did was cut off the top, put it down on the paper. Perfect. Get a nice little jaggedy edge there. A little different than regular ripping, but I like it. And so this is my journal hack for the day. Works really good. So if you don't have one of those fancy ripping rulers, just save your box of saran wrap or aluminum foil or wax paper, whatever you have, and use that. Works pretty good. Look how chunky. So I just want to thank you all for coming along and for joining in my Dollar Tree Challenge. And I want to wish everyone happy junk journaling. And bye-bye now.